Okay. So okay, did you note it down? Okay. Right. ఇంటర్నెట్ వస్తుందా? ఇంటర్నెట్ వస్తుందా? హలో. So see this problem. What is the difference between previous two problems and we have done one problem? What is that when compared to the three problems? What is the different here? Huh? Two voltage sources are there. So whenever two voltage sources are there, okay, how can I find out R total? Where I have to keep AB, where the current will leaves. Okay, obviously here 20 voltage source is there, 10 voltage source is there. A current of I leaves from here. A current of I leaves from here. Different currents. Okay, so here we are unable to find out R total method. That is circuit reduction method. Okay, so circuit reduction method, that is nothing but finding of R total, can be done by only whenever a circuit consisting of single source. Single source R total you are finding total current which is leaving from a single source. So whenever two voltage sources are there, okay, 20 voltage source will leave from some current. So 10 voltage source will leave from some current. Okay, two different currents will exist in the circuit. So reduction technique, that is series and parallel, reducing and converted into single circuit, single element. It is not possible. It is not possible. Okay, circuit reduction circuit is not possible whenever a circuit consisting of two or more sources. Then which method I have to apply? I have to solve the question. I have to get the required parameter. What is the current in 2 ohm resistor, or what is the voltage across any one element? I have to get. So then we have to move further. Okay, we have to know the method called mesh analysis. Mesh analysis. So mesh analysis is a method. We can apply any type of circuit. We can apply any type of circuit. Circuit is big, circuit is complex. Okay, circuit may consisting of any number of voltage sources, any number of current sources, any number of elements. Okay, and any number of linear elements, resistor, inductor, capacitor. So with respect to your cell bus is concerned, all the circuits will consisting of only resistors. No need to worry, but voltage sources are 2 or 3 or 4, any number. So whenever a circuit consisting of two or more, we are unable to solve by using network reduction technique. That is finding of R total, then finding of I total. Then which method we have to use? That is called mesh analysis. So mesh analysis is a method to find the required parameter, that is current in any circuit, voltage across any element. Okay. Okay. So now mesh analysis. So before going to study about mesh analysis, I think you studied Kirchhoff laws in inter. Kirchhoff laws. Okay. So just I will give brief idea about Kirchhoff laws, and then we'll solve mesh analysis. Okay. Right. So Kirchhoff laws. So in Kirchhoff laws, So there are two laws are there. With respect to Kirchhoff laws, there are two laws. One is known as KVL, Kirchhoff voltage law. Second one is known as Kirchhoff current law. Okay, can you state that KVL and KCL? KVL, Kirchhoff voltage law, states that Kirchhoff voltage law states that in a closed loop, what is the meaning of closed loop? What is the mean by loop or closed loop? Loop is equal to closed loop. Okay. So in a closed loop, what is the mean by loop now? What is mean by loop? So loop is nothing but, okay, starting point and end point same. Starting point, I'm starting from here, travels anywhere, I'm ending at a same point. Starting point and end point is same. Then I can say it is a loop. It is a loop. It may be clockwise, it may be anything. It has to be returns to the same point. That is nothing but loop. I'm starting at one point, traveling anywhere, and returns to the same point. So loop is nothing but starting point and end point should be single, like our house. Okay, morning we are leaving the home, and okay, for example, on college days, we are coming to college. Okay, and we are going to cafeteria, going to play the ground. Okay, play the games. Okay, and returns to the, by the night or by the evening, we are returning to the same home. Starting point, end point is your home, and we are traveling anywhere. That is nothing but closed loop. Okay, so now ఈ ఫోన్ ఎవరిదండి? సైలెంట్ పెట్టండి, అది ఫ్యాకల్టీదా, ఎవరిది స్టూడెంట్? హూస్ ఫోన్ ఇట్ ఈస్? మర్చిపోయారు ఎవరన్నా? మేడం మీద? ఓకే, రైట్. So starting point and closed point is same. That is nothing but loop. Okay, right. So in a closed loop, KVL states that it is a essay question. Already you studied in Inter. So I am giving brief and I will give notes. No need to worry. It's a simple thing. It is theory. So in a closed loop, algebraic summation of voltages. In a closed loop. For example, if we take this a loop. Which one, sir? In a closed loop. In a closed loop, it is a closed loop. Yes. How many elements are there? For example, R1, R2, R3 voltage. So it is a loop. Okay. If I start from here, I am returning here. Otherwise, I am starting from here, I am ending there. I am starting from here, I am ending same. I am starting from here in. So it is nothing but simple. You can say it is a circle. Circle also, which is a closed one. Okay. So in a closed loop, it is a closed loop. It is a loop. Yes, it is a closed loop. In a closed loop, algebraic summation of voltages across the elements. If I add to voltage, okay, I want to add the voltage. What is the voltage here? Something. Here, what is the voltage? Something. Here, what is the voltage? Something. Here, what is the voltage? Something. So if I need to add this all voltages in a closed loop, it is going to be 0. Okay. So Kirchhoff voltage law states that it is applicable to loops. Okay. So in a closed loop, algebraic summation of voltages across the elements is equal to 0. That is about KVL. Okay. So for this, that is a statement. For this, you have to take one circuit. Let us say this is the circuit. So explain this circuit. So if resistor is there, how can we find out the voltage? Resistor is available. How can you find out? Resistor is available. How can you find out the voltage across this element? How can we find out voltage across this element? Voltage across the element, that is equal to V is equal to current flowing through the element. What is the amount of current is flowing through this element? Let us say I. Simple Ohm's law. V is equal to current flowing through this element I into its resistance R1. So if resistor is available, there exists a voltage across the resistor. Yes. If resistor is available, there exists a voltage across the element. So in a closed loop, algebraic summation of voltages is equal to 0. Okay. So what is the voltage across R1? Let us say it is V1. What is the voltage across R2? V2. Okay. So V2. What is the voltage across R3? V3. Okay. So here V applied voltage, some voltage source is also available. So there exists a voltage because of resistor, that is V1, V2, V3. You have to take one example and explain what is meant by V1. V1 is nothing but voltage across R1. What is meant by V2? Voltage across R2. What is meant by V3? Voltage across R3. Okay, if I am going to add these three voltages, four voltages, V1, V2, V3, so it is going to happen 0. So the point formula is like this: sigma, okay, K is equal to, okay, Vk is equal to 0. So K is equal to 1 to infinity. Okay, so in a closed loop, sigma K is equal to 1 to infinity, Vk is equal to 0. If I adding K value is 1, one voltage source is there, V1, two voltage source is there, V2, V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus up to Vn or V infinity is equal to 0. Or you take any n value. Okay, K is equal to 1 to n, V1 plus V2 up to n, Vn is equal to 0. Infinity means unknown, so you take n, so Vn is equal to 0. So or you can write V1 plus V2 plus V3 and so on, Vn is equal to 0. This is about Kirchhoff voltage law statement, and by considering one of the example, okay, by circuits and explain this circuit, and the statement can be converted into formula. So it is a point formula. It is a point formula of KVL. Sigma K equal to 1 to n, or you can take m or x, anything. V of K is equal to 0, where K is equal to 1 to n. Okay. So what about KCL? So KVL is applicable for loop. KVL is applicable for loop only. Loop. KCL now. KCL. So KCL. KCL is nothing but, okay, KCL is nothing but, or it states that, KCL states that at a node. At a node. What is meant by node now? Node. What is meant by node? Okay. So node is nothing but simply you can say, okay, with respect to, okay, node we are having two different statements. So as of now, node is nothing but it's a point. Node is a point where two or more elements are connected. Two or more elements are connected. So node is a point where two or more elements are connected. For example, if you take any circuit, for example, I have taken this circuit. Okay, so it is a node. It is a node. It is a node. Its total is 1, 4. How many elements are connected? 1, 2. How many elements are connected? 1, 2, 3. How many elements are connected? 1, 2. How many elements are connected? 3 elements. Okay, voltage source negative, resistor end, other voltage source negative. There is no elements here. Okay, so how many nodes are there? 4 nodes. So node is a point where two or more elements are connected. How many elements are connected here? 1, 2. 2 is enough, or more. Here 3 elements are connected. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now KCL state that KCL states that at a node, algebraic summation of currents is equal to 0. At a node, algebraic summation of currents is equal to 0. So it means if I am going to add the currents at a node, that will become 0. Or other definition of KCL is, for example, here you are having one resistor, here you are having one voltage source, here you are having one resistor. Okay, that is a statement. This is the explanation. Okay, so let us consider three elements, that is R1, R2 and voltage source is connected here, three elements. So at this, you can say this is a node. Yes, you can say this is the node. Okay, so at a node, let us assume a current of I is coming here. Let us assume the current in R2 is I2. Let us assume a current in voltage source is I3. Okay. So here, this node, how many currents are there? The current flowing through the R1 is I1. The current flowing through the R2 is I2. The current flowing through the voltage source is I3. Okay. Now, we have to, by considering one example, and we have to prove the KCL. At a node, algebraic summation of, at a node, at this node, okay, algebraic summation of currents is equal to 0. Or the other definition is at a node, okay, at a node, algebraic summation of currents entering towards the node. Algebraic summation of currents entering towards the node is equal to algebraic summation of currents leaving from the node. Okay, two statements are valid. Okay, at a node, algebraic summation of currents entering towards the node is equal to algebraic sum of the currents leaving from the node. Or at a node, algebraic summation of currents is equal to 0. Two statements are valid. Okay, right. So here, what are the currents are entering here towards the node? What are the currents are entering towards the node? I1 is entering, I2 leaving, I3 leaving. So algebraic summation of current entering towards the node is equal to algebraic sum of the currents leaving from the node. If you bring this one left side, it will become I1 minus I2 plus I3 is equal to minus I3 is equal to 0. Or you can write this one as I1 plus of minus I2 plus of minus I3 is equal to 0. So KCL in point formula as the case of sigma, okay, k is equal to 1 to n, ik is equal to 0. It is a point formula of KCL. Sigma I is equal to sigma k is equal to 1 to n, ik is equal to 0. It means I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4 is equal to 0. Okay, this is a I2 and I3 minus. Why we are taking this one as a minus? We are considering current entering is equal to one direction, current is leaving other direction. Current entering is nothing but plus, current leaving is nothing but other direction. So, okay, minus we have taken. So, otherwise you can add this one. If you add this one, it will become 0. So, this is about KCL and KVL. Okay, small concept. You will get one essay question. Simply you have to state the KVL and KCL. You take any one example, small circuit. Explain that circuit and you write down point formula. Sigma K to in K to N or K to X, Vk is equal to 0. That is KVL. Sigma K is equal to 1 to N or X, Ik is equal to 0. This is about KVL and KCL. Okay, if you know this concept, then we are going to start the or study the mesh analysis. Okay, right. Mesh analysis. Okay, we'll start now mesh analysis. So I will give these notes, no need to worry. So here we'll start now this one. Okay, do you note it down? Kindly note down. See, you have to note down this problem. We will do parallelly. First, we have to write down steps to solve the mesh analysis. Steps to solve the mesh analysis for a given problem. That is the theory. That is, in one paper you write down. Okay. And after that one page is enough. After one page, right side, you do the problem. Problem requires two pages. So one is steps to solve the mesh analysis for a given problem. Right side, this is first page. Second one is you parallelly will do. Parallelly, we'll write down the theory and we'll solve the problem. Okay. By explaining only theory, you are unable to understand. Okay. Theory and then problem. Theory and problem. So it is very, 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 very important with respect to exam point of view. You can solve any type of problem. If you know mesh analysis, you can solve any type of problem. Okay. The circuit may consisting of any number of elements, any number of voltage sources, any number of current sources. No need to worry for that. So kindly learn this theory. Steps to solve the mesh analysis. Okay. Then read, repeat. Okay. And solve the problem. You are going to understand this mesh analysis. It is very, very important. Okay. Right. So the mesh analysis now. Mesh analysis. Steps to solve the mesh analysis. So I have taken one example problem. Now, first step is, first listen and then write step. Then we'll do the problem. Okay. Listen, write down and we'll do the problem. Okay. Now, for this problem, how many loops are there? How many loops are there? Or how many basic loops are there? Sir. ఎవరు మీరా చెప్పండి. As of now, no, only one way. Okay, right. So, for this above problem, how many loops are there? How many loops are there? Two loops are there. Okay. So write down these two loops as a rough right side. It is for your understanding purpose. Don't write as a solution. It is not an answer. You cannot, you cannot write down the individual loop in the answer. Okay, don't write. Don't separate the loop also. But your understanding purpose, you write down these loops as a rough here, as a rough. Okay, first loop I am writing, first loop. This is a rough, okay, it is not answer. You don't write this one as a solution. Okay, it is your understanding purpose. Why? Because, okay, don't separate the loops. If you separate the loop means, okay, you cannot apply mesh analysis. It is for your understanding purpose. Loop 1 means which one is the loop 1. Loop 2 means which one is the loop 2. For your understanding purpose only. Okay, right. So I am writing first loop. Yes, it is first loop. I am starting here, traveling clockwise direction. I am ending at this one. Yes. Okay. So this is loop 1. This is loop 1. Okay. Loop 2. Loop 2, try a rough only for your understanding purpose. Loop 2. Yes? Okay. Loop 2 is this one. Where I am starting, I am traveling in a clockwise direction, I am ending at the same point. Okay. So red one is the loop 1, blue one is another loop 2. Yes? Now you tell me, is there any element which is common for both loops? Which one? What is the name of the resistor? 1 ohm. So 1 ohm is nothing but it is a common element. Common element which is available for loop 1, which is available for loop 2. Okay. Can you write down loop 1 element? Can you write down loop 1 elements here? Loop 1 elements. 3 ohm, 1 ohm, 5 ohm, 20 voltage source. Yes? Yes? Here, loop 2 elements. 4, 10, 2 and 1. By seeing this also, okay, write down its units. It is only rough. Okay. By seeing this also, there is a common of 1 ohm. There is a common of 1 ohm. By seeing this also, you are able to answer. So 1 ohm resistor is the element which is available for loop 1 and loop 2. Okay. So you are able to identify common element. Yes? Common element. Now, okay. Keep aside this one. Keep aside. What is the meaning of common element? You are understand it. What is meant by common element? Common element is nothing but the element which is available for loop 1, which is available for loop 2. Okay, right. Now, now here, see. So, first one is step 1. Step 1 is nothing but step 1. Step 1 is nothing but identify number of loops present in a given problem. Okay. Identify. First one is identify number of loops present in a given problem. Given problem or given circuit. Okay. Given problem or given circuit. Okay. So it is first one. You have to identify how many loops are present in a circuit. If you are unable to identify means first step is unable to solve, unable to answer, unable to identify. You will not get second step. You will not get third step. So answer is wrong. You are unable to solve the problem. Okay. This is okay. This is okay. By seeing you can say it's very easy. Yes. You will get in the exam up to 3 loops. You will get in the exam up to 3 loops. Not more than that. 2 loops or 3 loops. You have to identify. Right. Now loop 1 is this one. Name it as loop 1, Roman 1. Name it as loop 2, Roman 2. Okay. Loop 1, loop 2. Yes. Just now you give an answer as identify number of loops present in a given circuit. So above problem consisting of how many loops now? Number of loops. This is the answer. Number of loops is equal to 2. Okay. So now number of loops is equal to number of loops is equal to number of equations. So I said it is very important. For example, you are unable to find out a problem consisting of 3 loops. Okay, you are unable to identify. Okay, a problem consisting of 3 loops. You are unable to identify means you are going to get. You are saying that 2 loops. You will get two equations. But what about remaining one equation? You are unable to write down the other equation then. Yes. So number of loops is equal to number of equations. Okay, you have to get that equations. Okay, right. Which is equal to number of unknowns. What is mean by number of unknowns? Number of unknowns. Number of unknowns means in mesh analysis. It is a mesh analysis. Yes, we are solving by using mesh analysis. So in mesh analysis, always unknowns are currents. Okay, number of unknowns means here that is currents. That is currents. So here number of unknowns are 2. That means 2 currents. 2 currents you are able to find out. What is the naming? I1, I2. 2 currents are there. I simply I1 current, I2 current. Okay. I1 current and I2 current. You write down this one in the as a step 1. Step 1 you write down this one. In the theory, steps to solve the mesh analysis. As a theory you write down here. This is the problem up to here. This one enough. So number of loops is equal to identify number of loops present in a problem. That is nothing but number of loops is equal to number of equations. Number of equations is equal to number of unknowns. What are the unknowns generally? Currents. In mesh analysis, currents. In mesh analysis only unknowns are currents. What are they now? How many are there? 2 currents are there. So 2 currents means simply I1 and I2. Simply I1 and I2. Okay. As a problem, you write down here number of loops is equal to 2. So it means you will get 2 equations. How many equations you will get? 2. You have to get 2 equations. Okay. How can we get the 2 equations? I will explain. That is the next step. Okay. But here we will get a brief idea. How many equations we have to get? How many unknowns we have to find out? Okay. So after completion of first step, above problem consisting of two loops. That means I will get 2 equations. I have to find out I1 and I2. Okay, right. Next one, step 2. Step 2. Okay. Okay. Step 2. So here number of loops is equal to, that is nothing but number of equations. You can write here as the answer. Number of, we will get 2 equations and we have to find out 2 currents. You can write here for the question. For the problem you write down number of loops is equal to, we will get 2 equations. We have to find out I1 and I2. Yes. Okay, right. Next step 2. Okay. Where is loop 1? Where is loop 1? This one. It's a red line. Red line is nothing but loop 1. In second step, what you have to do? Okay. See, for the voltage source, plus and minus symbol is available. For the voltage source, plus and minus symbol is available. Yes. For resistor, where is plus and minus symbol? Not available. Yes. Now, in second step, what we have to do? Assign plus and minus symbol. Assign plus and minus symbol for individual elements. For individual elements by traveling in a clockwise direction for the loop 1. For the elements which doesn't have plus and minus symbol. Okay. That means here See, I'm traveling in a clockwise direction. As a loop also I have drawn same thing, right? Clockwise direction. By traveling a clockwise direction, assign plus and minus symbol. Plus minus, plus minus, plus minus. Already for the voltage source, plus and minus symbol is available. Okay. The elements which doesn't have plus and minus symbol, you assign. The elements which doesn't have plus and minus symbol, you assign. Right. Loop 1 is over. Loop 1 is over. Yes. Then go to loop 2. Then you go to loop 2. Clockwise direction. By traveling in a clockwise direction, assign plus and minus. Already plus minus is there. Okay. Plus minus. Already minus plus is there for 1 ohm. Yes. The elements which doesn't have plus and minus symbol, you assign plus and minus symbol for the individual elements by traveling in a clockwise direction for loop 1. Then after loop 1, loop 2. Then loop 3. Then loop 4 and so on. Not zigzag manner. Sir, I will assign for loop 3 and then I will assign for loop 1 and I will assign for loop 2. No, it is not valid. You have to assign in a increasing order. Increasing order means you are saying that is a loop 1. You are written is it loop 1? Yes, you are saying it is loop 2. Then loop 1 plus minus plus minus plus minus plus minus plus minus plus minus. Voltage source already available. No need to assign again. For the 1 ohm also, while traveling in a loop 1, we assign. Yes? Yes? Yes. But the second loop, no need to assign again. No need to assign again. Okay. All right. Now here assigning of plus and minus symbol is over for the all elements. Yes? Yes? For every element in the circuit, we assigned plus and minus symbol. Yes? Right. This is second step. This is second step. Why we are doing this one? We have to get two equations. We have to get two equations. For this purpose, we have to assign like this. Second step, you write down there. Second step. Assign. Amma, did you understand? Yes. Assign. Be silent. Be silent. Assign plus and minus symbol. Assign plus and minus symbol for individual elements. For individual elements by traveling in a clockwise direction. By traveling in a clockwise direction. Assign plus and minus symbol for the individual elements by traveling in a clockwise direction. Comma, the elements which doesn't have plus and minus symbol. Okay, I repeat, assign plus and minus symbol for individual elements by traveling in a clockwise direction, comma, the elements which doesn't have plus and minus symbol for the loop 1, comma, for loop 2, comma, loop 3 and so on. Okay, it means for increasing order, loop 1 will assign, then loop 2 will assign, then loop 3 will assign like that. Okay, plus minus for individual element, plus minus, traveling in a clockwise direction. Okay, right, the second step is over. For the problem also you do. For problem also you assign. Problem, you assign. Okay. For problem itself I am drawing. You can draw, okay, as a solution. As a solution. Don't do the problem. Problem is only there. Again, you solution you write down, and for solution you write down this one. Okay. Right. Third one. Third one. Third one. Okay. Yes. So for above problem, we identified loops and plus and minus symbol. Now What about the current? Which current is available in which element? We have to assign the currents. Okay, we have to assign the currents. Okay, just now you are written here as a rough, written as a rough. Okay, which elements are only loop 1 elements? Only loop 1 elements, not common element, not common element. Only loop 1 element, not a common element. Please remove that common element. Loop 1, 3, 5, 20. Okay, it is a common element. Only loop 1. Only loop 1. Elements are 3, 20 voltage source and 5. So in only loop 1, the current, individual current will flow. Loop 1 means I1. Loop 1 means I1. So I1 current will flow in a clockwise direction. Okay, we assume clockwise direction. So write down anywhere clockwise direction. Don't write here clockwise direction. Here or here I1 current is flowing. Why? Because it is a loop 1. Loop 1 means I1. Loop 1 means I1. So in individual elements 5 ohm and 20 ohm and 3 ohm, I1 current will flow. These are the elements only for loop 1. Only loop 1. So I1 current is flowing. Now, which elements are only for loop 2? Which elements are only for loop 2? 4, 10, 2. So it is also clockwise direction, I2. I2 current is flowing towards 4 ohm, I2 current is flowing towards 10 ohm, I2 current is flowing towards 2 ohm in a clockwise direction. Right. So these are the individual elements, that is I1. These are the individual elements for loop 2, that is I2. So the current in 3 ohm is I1. The current in 20 voltage source I1. The current in 5 ohm is I1. The current in 4 ohm is I2. The current in 10 voltage source I2. The current in 2 ohm is over. Except common element. Except common element. Okay? Common element. So in common element, common current will flow. In common, so this 1 ohm is nothing but which is responsible for 2 loops. Common element means I1 current will flow, I2 current will flow. Common current is both currents. Common is nothing but both currents. Why? Because this element is responsible for loop 1. This element is responsible for second loop. So common current will flow. Common current. What is the meaning of common current? Both currents, I1 and I2. How they will flow? I1 plus I2, I1 minus I2, I2 minus I1, or I2 plus I1. We don't know. How can we find out how much current is flowing here? How can we find out how much current is flowing in 1 ohm? So here for this common current in common element, for this common current, okay, common current, apply KCL. Apply KCL at node here. Okay, so I am drawing here again. Okay, so here see. Okay, I have drawn this. Some part of the circuit I have drawn. So let us consider this one as a node. Yes, what is the definition of node? Node is a point where two or more elements are connected. Node is a point where 2 or more elements are connected. So let us consider this as a node. Okay, now how much current is coming here? I1. Here, how much? 3 ohm I1. Yes, right. How much current is going towards the 4 ohm? Yes, this is 3 ohm, this is 4 ohm. Here, how much? 1 ohm. Here we are able to find out what is the current now. So here it is downward current or upward current? Downward. Why? Because it is a clockwise direction. So downward. We don't know about that current. That is Ix. That is Ix. So Ix current is going towards downward. So we know at a node, algebraic summation of currents is equal to 0, or at a node, algebraic sum of the currents entering towards the node is equal to algebraic sum of the currents leaving from the node. What are the currents are entering here? I1. What are the currents are leaving? So we are able to find out Ix current. So Ix is how much now? Ix is nothing but I1 minus I2. Ix is nothing but I1 minus I2. So by applying KCL, we are able to find out what is the current in, okay, 1 ohm. What is the current now here? This current, unknown current, is I1 minus I2. So what is the, how much current is flowing in 1 ohm resistor? How much current is flowing in 1 ohm resistor? How much? I1 minus I2. Now you tell me what is the current in 4 ohm? I2. What is the current in 10 volts? I2. What is the current in 2 ohm? I2. What is the current in 5 ohm? I1. What is the current in 20 ohm? I1. What is the current in 3 ohm? I1. What is the current in 1 ohm? I1 minus I2. Now you are able to know about I1 and I2. Two unknowns are there. Yes? What are they? I1 and I2. For example, by using mesh analysis, calculate current through 5 ohm resistor, means I1 you have to find out. Yes? By using mesh analysis, calculate current through 4 ohm resistor, I2 you have to find out. Okay. By using mesh analysis, calculate current through 1 ohm resistor, you have to find out I1 minus I2. For any parameter, you have to solve the mesh analysis. Okay. Right. So this is about third step. There you write down start step theory. Write down. Assign. This is for problem. Okay. This is for problem. You write down the theory. Next, third step. Yes. Write down. Assign currents in. Assign. Assign currents in individual elements. Assign currents in individual elements for a loop 1 and a loop 2. Assign currents in a individual elements for a loop 1 and loop. For individual elements, for individual elements, individual current will flow. For individual elements, individual currents will flow. That is I1 or I2 or I3 and so on. For individual elements, I1 individual current will flow. That is I1, I2, I3 and so on. Okay. For loops. Okay. Right. For common elements, common current will flow. For common elements, common current will flow. What is the meaning of common current? What is the meaning of common current? It is a combination of, common current means combination of both loop currents. Common current means it is a combination of both loop currents. Both loop currents. Maybe right down there. Maybe speed గా రాయాలి, మీరు మెల్లగా రాస్తా అంటే కాదు. You should be like rocket, not tortoise. Right. Tortoise only you are. Right. So it may be I1 plus I2, maybe I1 minus I2, maybe I2 minus I1. Maybe I1 plus I2. జస్ట్ చెప్పా, మళ్ళీ టాటాయిస్ అంటే మళ్ళీ టాటాయిస్ లాగానే చేస్తున్నారు. సో I1 ప్లస్ మేబీ I1 ప్లస్ I2 అమ్మా, నువ్వు అంటే చూడకు, నాకు భయం అవుతుంది. I1 ప్లస్ I2 కామా I1 మైనస్ I2 కామా I2 మైనస్ I1. అది I1 ప్లస్ I2 I2 ప్లస్ I1 ఒకటే కదా. విచ్ కెన్ బి ఐడెంటిఫైడ్ బై which can be అందులోనే which can be identified by applying KCL at the node, which can be identified by applying KCL at the node. ఇంత మెల్లగా చెప్పాలంటే కష్టం అమ్మా. At the node. Okay, right. That is the okay, that is you are understood. Now you write down as the answer like this. You represent everything, I1 I2 I1 minus I2, and this one you write down. This is for the answer problem. This is not rough, this is answer only. Kinda random. After this you write down that, and everything you represent here. Everything you represented. Plus and minus is over. I1 I2 I1 minus I2 is over. Okay, right. This one also you have to write down. Why? Because how you obtained Ix? Ix is nothing but I1 minus I2. It is a common element, common current. By applying KCL here, by applying KCL at this node, you obtained Ix value, current in a common element, current in common element. Individual current, okay, that is I1, that is I2. But common current here, by drawing like this, you are able to find out that common current. Now, what is the common current now here? I1 minus I2, not I1 plus I2, not I2 minus I1. Okay, so by applying, which can be identified by applying KCL at a node. I said, yes, I have applied KCL. It happens to be I1 minus I2. Right? Next step. Next step. Next step. Now we are ready to write down the equation. How many equations will get? 2 equations. Now we are ready to write down the equation now. Write down equation 1 and write down equation 2. Okay, we'll write now. Okay, right. So here for loop 1. Next step for loop 1. Okay, as a theory, next step you write down for loop 4th step. Fourth or fifth? Fourth step. By applying, you write down that one. Then again I will explain about problem. By applying KVL. Amma, be silent. If you are silent, then my voice is audible. Okay. By applying KVL. By applying KVL for loops. Write down voltage equation. Write down voltage equation for a loop 1 by applying. Okay, by applying KVL. Write down voltage equation for loop 1, comma for loop 2, comma for loop 3, and so on. Okay, right. That is about step, 4th step. Now we'll implement the statement as a problem now. Okay, kindly listen here. It is very, very important and very easy. Okay, so I repeat, just now for the given problem, what we have done, number of loops we identified, we are able to tell the 2 equations will get, 2 unknowns will get, that unknowns are I1 and I2. Yes, then we assign plus and minus symbol for individual loops by traveling in a clockwise direction over. Next, we assign currents in loop 1, we assign current in loop 2, we assign current in a common elements. Then we are ready for writing of equations. Okay, we'll write now. Okay, right. So for loop 1, apply KVL. Apply KVL here for loop 1. What is KVL? In a closed loop, algebraic summation of voltages across the elements is equal to 0. Yes. Now here for loop 1, we'll apply KVL now. What is the formula for voltage? V equal to IR. What is the other formula for voltage? Voltage only. Voltage is equal to IR or voltage is equal to V. Why? See, by traveling in a clockwise direction, here, start from here, plus symbol is there, plus symbol. What is the current in 3 ohm? What is the current in 3 ohm? I1. I into R, 3. Plus. Okay. Then, for loop 1, only we are writing for loop 1. Then, starting here, plus. Plus is there? Yes. Plus. What is the current in 1 ohm resistor? I1 minus I2. What is the resistance? 1 ohm. 1 ohm. Okay. 1 ohm. Then plus what is the current in 5 ohm resistor? I1. What is the symbol? Plus. Then again here, what is the symbol here? V equal to IR, V equal to V. Algebraic summation of voltages. I don't know about voltage here. What I am writing? I into R. Yes. I know the direct value of voltage. I know the direct value of voltage. How much? 20. V. Minus is there? Minus 20 is equal to 0. All elements are over? Yes. V plus V plus V plus V is equal to 0. In a closed loop, algebraic summation of voltages is equal to 0. Yes, KVL satisfied. Voltage. What is voltage? Current into resistance. Current into resistance. Current into resistance. Direct voltage is available. Yes, voltage is equal to voltage. Now, mathematics, simple mathematics. Reduce this equation. Reduce this equation. What is that equation? 3I1 plus I1 minus I2 plus 5I1 minus 20 is equal to 0. Or you can write 9I1 minus I2 minus 20 is equal to 0. Equation 1. Note it down as a equation 1. Now you write down equation 2 and tell me what is the equation 2. You tell me equation 2 now. So it is very, very important. If you are able to solve this mesh analysis, you are very good enough to complete first unit. Okay? Amma, be silence. Don't discuss among yourself. Why? Because your friend also first year. You also first year. They don't know. You don't know. Total equation you tell me. Like this. Enta? What is that? Minus 10. Second equation, amma. Travel in a clockwise direction for loop 2. What is the element before? Plus symbol is available, minus symbol available. Clockwise direction, plus or minus. I into R, I into R, I into R, RV. And reduce that equation, you write down that final equation, name it as equation 2. Write down and tell me. How did you written this one? Once recall. Same way, write down second equation. Tell me. Huh? 7I2 minus I1 plus 10 is equal to 0. Who are obtained this equation? Okay. You understood about KVL. You understood about mesh analysis. Okay. Amma, listen. Writing of equations is very, very important. For example, a problem consisting of 15 marks. Up to here, you will get 13 marks. Up to here, you obtained equations, very good. You will get 13 marks. Remaining 2 marks for solving of these 2 equations. You know mathematics? 2 equations, 2 unknowns. 3 equations, 3 unknowns. Some matrix method or substitution method, any method you can use. Okay. So equation 1, this one. Equation 2 is 7i2 minus I1 plus 10 is equal to 0. So I will write again here, second loop, no need to worry. Can I erase this one? For loop 2. For loop 2. Okay. See, starting from here, plus 4 into I2 plus 10 plus 2 into I2. What is the current here? Minus, traveling in a clockwise direction, minus. What is the current? I1 minus I2 into 1 is equal to 0. Reduce this equation. 4i2 plus 2i2 plus I2 minus I1 plus 10 is equal to 0. So 4i2, 2i2, I2, that is 7i2 minus I1 plus 10 is equal to 0. Equation 2. Yes? So this is the way of writing of equations. Up to here, 90% problem is over. So writing of equations is very, very important for solving of any mesh analysis problem. Now, remaining is mathematics. Remaining is mathematics. Okay. So 2 equations are there. If you know any method to solve the 2 equations, you find out what is I1 and I2, you tell me. Yes? 2 equations, 2 unknowns. Use any method. Matrix method, you will find out determinant like that. You can any method or substitution method. Otherwise, I will tell now. I will tell, no need to worry for that. Okay. If you don't know that mathematics, you forgotten in inter, I will tell now. That matrix method is lengthy process, but I will explain substitution method. Okay. What is the first equation? You tell me. First equation. 9, 9i2 plus second one. Okay. So these are the 2 equations. Now solve these 2 equations. We'll get I1 and I2. Okay. So what is the procedure we have to follow? What is the procedure we have to follow? Okay. So I1 left side, how much value is there? 9. I1 left side, what is the value is there? 9. So multiply second equation with respect to 9. I1 left side, what is the value? I1 left side, what is the value? Minus 1. So multiply equation 1 with respect to 1. Okay. I1 left side 9. Multiply this one with respect to second equation. What is I1 left side? 1. Multiply this one with respect to equation 1. Okay. Rewrite the equation. 9i1 minus I2 minus 20 is equal to 0. Here it will become minus 9i1 plus 60, 3i2 plus 90 is equal to 0. Okay. So this both will get cancelled. Here 62 I2 plus 70 is equal to 0. So 62 I2 is equal to minus 70. I2 is equal to minus 70 by 62. What is the value? Tell me this one. 70 by 62 minus 1 point. Calculate by using phone. Minus 72 by 62 minus 1.129 amps. So substitute this I2 value any one equation. Substitute this I2 value any one equation. Any one equation. You can substitute this value in equation 1 or you substitute this I2 value in equation 2. You will get I1. You will get I1. Okay. Substitute I2 in any one equation. That is maybe 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Not 1 and 2. 1 or 2. Okay. So substituting in equation 1. I am substituting in equation 1 now. 9I1 minus of minus will become plus 1.129 minus 20 is equal to 0. So 9I1 is equal to 20 minus 1.129. 20 minus 1.129 how much? Or I1 is equal to 20 minus 1219 by 9. So this is the value of I1. How much this one? 20 minus 1.129 by 9. How much? How much? 093 amps. How many unknowns will get? 2 unknowns. What are they? I1 and I2. Did you obtain I1 and I2? Okay, Meshal's problem is over. Now you tell me, if in exam, if you ask about current in 5 ohm resistor, I1 is available. Your I2 is available. What is the current in common element? I1 minus I2. Okay. If you know and I1 and I2, you are able to answer any type of question. Any type of question. Okay. So we'll move to the next problem. So this is mathematics. After obtaining 2 equations, you are doing mathematics. Okay. Simple mathematics. Substitution method. Okay. How many of you are having a scientific calculator? For the exam, you have to bring the, okay, it is allowed. In engineering, scientific calculator is allowed. Okay. So use scientific calculator. So in the scientific calculator, we have to enter 2 equations. We will get I1 value, I2 value in scientific calculator. Do you know that method? So for verification purpose, you can use the scientific calculator. You have to enter first equation, you have to enter second equation, you will get the I1 value, I2 value. Okay. Right? So we'll move to next problem. Only one problem we'll do. Okay. మేడం ఒక్కటి చెప్దాం. ఆ, అంటే నా దగ్గర నోట్స్ ఇదంతా ఈ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ దీని మీద ఒక 12 ఉన్నాయి. అవి వాళ్ళకి షేర్ చేస్తాము, వాళ్ళు చదువుకుంటారు. ఇది ఒక్కటి చెప్తాం అయిపోతుంది. One more problem will tell, and remaining I'm having total 10 problems. I will give. Kindly solve that problems. Okay. With answers also I will give. Everything is available. Kindly practice that problem. Okay. So total how many? Total 14 problems are available. Okay. Solve this one. ఇది వద్దా ఇది వద్దా ఇది అదే కానీ ఇక్కడ మధ్యలో ఇది ఉంది కదా. ఒకటి చెప్దాం ఈక్వేషన్ వరకే, నేను ఏం చెప్పను. అయిపోతే విల్ గో టు సూపర్ పొజిషన్ థియరం. ఐ లేవ్ లేదు. రైట్ అమ్మా, రైట్ డౌన్ ది ఈక్వేషన్ ఫర్ దిస్. దెన్ విల్ మూవ్ టు ఆఫ్టర్ దిస్ విల్ మూవ్ టు ది సూపర్ పొజిషన్ థియరం. అండ్ తర్వాత ఇప్పుడు ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ లో కరెంట్ సోర్స్ రాదా వీళ్ళకి? ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ లో కరెంట్ సోర్స్ వస్తుందా? మరి ఆ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ కూడా చెప్పాలి కదా. ప్రాబ్లం కరెంట్ సోర్స్ అంటే డిఫరెంట్గా ఉంటుంది. మీరు మొదలే లేట్ వచ్చాం కదా మేడం. అది టైం ఎంత అవుతుంది? టైం ఎంత అవుతుంది? 1 అవర్. మళ్ళీ నెక్స్ట్ వీక్ కాకుండా అటు వచ్చే వీక్ వస్తాను మళ్ళీ. వీళ్ళకే కంటిన్యూ. సార్ చెప్పారు ఆల్టర్నేట్ వీక్స్ లో మీరు రండి అని చెప్పారు. దాన్ని వీళ్ళు కంటిన్యూ, నో నీడ్ టు వరీ. మనకేందంటే మేడం చెప్పేది ఇంతైనా వాళ్ళకి ఎక్కాలి, వాళ్ళకి రావాలి, లేకుంటే వేస్ట్ కదా. అది అందుకోసం ఇది ఒక్క ఈక్వేషన్ రాస్తారు అంతే. సాల్వ్ ఏ విధంగా సాల్వ్ చేయాలో వాళ్ళు చేస్తారు. అమ్మా, వాట్ ఇస్ ద ఫస్ట్ ఈక్వేషన్ యూ టెల్ మీ? వాట్ ఇస్ ద ఫస్ట్ ఈక్వేషన్ యూ టెల్ మీ? ఐ విల్ నాట్ డూ ఎనీథింగ్ హియర్. What you have to do? You follow the steps. How many loops are there? 2 loops. Then again, second step, assign plus and minus symbol for loop 1. Okay. So this is loop 1. This is loop 2. Assign plus and minus symbol. How we have to assign? By traveling in a zigzag manner. Yes? No. Anti-clockwise? No. Clockwise. For loop 1, plus minus plus minus. Same current I1, I2. Only previous problem and this problem, what is the difference? I removed the voltage source here, have kept voltage source here. Nothing will happen. Okay, right. Now you write down equations. For loop 1, traveling in a clockwise direction. Loop 2, traveling in a clockwise direction. Write down the equation and solve. Mesh analysis is over. Okay. What is the first equation, Amma? Plus, you tell me any one of you. Amma, tell me any first bench. First bench. Any one of you. Tell me here by seeing here. By seeing here, tell me. First bench, Amma, ఎవరన్నా? Plus plus 10. Plus 10, Amma. Yes. Okay. Reduce. You will get 9, 10, 11. How much? 11 I1 minus 8 I2 plus 10 minus 20. Equation 1. Okay. Second equation. Yes. 3 into I2 plus 5 into I2 plus 6 into I2 minus 10 minus I1 minus I2. How much current here? I1 minus I2 minus I1 minus I2 into 8. Okay. So we'll get here 10, 14, 14, 8, 22, 22 I2 minus 8 I1 minus 10 is equal to 0. This is mathematics. You multiply. 5, 3, 8, 16, 4, 22, 22 I2 minus 8 I1 minus 10. This is the two equations. Okay. How can you solve these two equations? How can you solve these two equations? First equation with respect to 22. You multiply first equation with respect to 22. You multiply equation 1 with respect to 22. Multiply equation 2 with respect to 11. Okay. You will get I1 and I2. That is mathematics. No need to worry for that mathematics. Okay. Multiply equation 1 with respect to 2. Equation 2 multiply with 11. Enough. Okay. There you may add, there you may add, you may subtract. You will get the value of I1 and I2. After getting the value of I2, substitute any one equation, you will get answer. Okay? Right. So this is about mesh analysis. Okay? Right. So I will share the mesh analysis problem to the madam. Otherwise, if you are having, okay, then you solve, try to solve. Okay? Right. Then we will move to the superposition theorem. Superposition theorem. Listen, obtaining of equations, you will get 90% of marks. Remaining solving of equations is 10 marks, 10%. Okay, that is mathematics. No need to worry for mathematics. Amma, are you having anybody having doubts for this? Equation is wrong? మరి ఏంటి చెప్పు. 8 second equation 22 I2 minus 8 I1 minus 10 is equal 0. Yes. Minus 8 I1. అవును. So 11 into 22, 22 into 11. Both will get. Okay. Wait. First you write down first equation. Where is first equation? 11I1 minus 8I2 minus 20 is equal to 0. It's my mistake only. Wait. Second equation is minus 8I1 plus 22I2 minus 10 is equal to 0. So equation 1 with respect to 8, not 8 2. I1 left side 11 multiply. I1 left side 8 multiply. I1 here I2 not I2. I1 I2 constant. So I1 left side 11 multiply with 11. I1 left side 8 multiply with 8. Okay, this is the correct. Not 22. 22 11 కాదు. Very good point. Here we have not. Okay, right. Amma superposition theorem. Okay, so you are with respect to your syllabus is concerned, only you are having only one theorem, that is superposition theorem. So actually mesh analysis is there. Mesh analysis is there. So mesh analysis is enough to get the every parameter in the circuit. Then why you require this superposition theorem? Why we require to study these theorems? Theorems means here which is having a specific procedure to get the required answer. In addition to mesh analysis, okay. In addition to mesh analysis, we are having theorems. So what is meant by theorem actually? It is a step-by-step procedure to get the required parameter. So when compared to mesh analysis, it requires less time. Any theorem, it requires less time. When compared to mesh analysis, superposition theorem, any theorems are there, it requires less time. That is the thing why we require to study theorems. So in your syllabus, you are having only superposition theorem. We'll study superposition theorem now. Okay, right. So for superposition theorem, you have to know about or you have to thorough about mesh analysis. If you know mesh analysis, then you are able to solve the superposition theorem. You don't know mesh analysis means you are not able to solve the superposition theorem. Yes, right. So I'm taking one problem, not problem, general thing. Then we'll apply for one problem. Okay. Okay. For any theorem, first of all, we have to write down the statements. Okay. Statement is converted as the solution of the problem. If you thorough with the statement, you are unable to understand the statement means you are unable to solve the problem. Okay. And now I will explain the statements. If you know mesh analysis, okay, I'm thorough with mesh analysis, then you go for the superposition theorem. Otherwise, no. You thorough with mesh analysis, then go for superposition theorem. Why? Because here also you have to do mesh analysis. Okay. But different is there. Right. Now, what is the statement of superposition theorem? Statement is nothing but is a, okay, statement is nothing but total conclusion of the problem. How can we solve the problem? How can we get the problem? How can we get the required parameter? Is nothing but statement. Okay. By understanding the statement, you are able to solve the problem. Okay. So now I will explain the statements. Okay. So here see how many elements are there. R1, R2, R3, R4, R5 and voltage source V1 and V2 are there. We are not worrying about how many sources are there, how many elements are there. We are not worrying. Okay. Right. Now superposition theorem states that what it is stating, in any linear bilateral network. Linear network means the network consisting of resistor, inductor, capacitor, voltage source. In any linear bilateral means same resistor, inductor, capacitor. So circuit cannot consisting of diode. Superposition theorem we cannot apply. Okay, right. I am writing now. Any states that superposition theorem states that any linear bilateral network consists of two or more sources. How many sources are there here? How many sources are there? Two sources. So this superposition theorem, limitation of superposition theorem. Limitation of superposition theorem. Superposition theorem cannot be applicable for single source. For example, a problem is there, only one voltage source is there, you are unable to apply. You are unable to apply superposition theorem. So limitation is superposition theorem is is unable to apply for single source, or for single source problem. For single source problem, superposition theorem is not applicable. Not applicable. Second limitation, for non-linear elements. For non-linear elements. For non-linear elements, superposition theorem is not applicable. So these are the two limitations are there. For 2 marks you will get. For 2 marks question. Okay. List out the limitation of superposition theorem. List out the limitation of superposition theorem. You tell me what are the limitations now? What are the limitations? For single source we cannot apply superposition theorem. Second one, for non-linear element we cannot apply. Only two limitations. For 2 marks you have to write down two answers. Okay, right. Now any linear bilateral network consisting of two or more sources. Okay, the response in any element. What is the meaning of response? I will tell. The response in any element. The response in any element. For example, here I am writing, for example, current in response means what is the meaning of response? Maybe current, maybe voltage. Maybe current or voltage. He will give in the exam. Okay, no need to worry for that. So the response in any element means the current in any element. For example, let us say current in any element. Let us take current in a R3. Okay, I. Okay, the response in any element is equal to, that is current in R3 is equal to. Okay, so the response in any element, here the current in R3, the response in any element is equal to the response in the equal to the response in the same elements. Then I will become I. No, the response in the same element when we consider individual source. when we consider individual source, it is very big statement. Okay. So you have to understand, simple, it is nothing is there. When we consider individual source, okay, by keeping all other sources inactive. I will tell what is the meaning. The statement. Okay. Okay. So superposition theorem states that in any linear bilateral network consisting of two or more sources, the response in any element, you have to write down total statement. The response in any element is equal to is equal to algebraic summation. Equal to ఇక్కడ ఒకటి మిస్ అయింది. Algebraic summation. ఇక్కడ algebraic summation of the response in the same element. Okay, algebraic summation of the response in the same element when we consider individual source by keeping all other sources inactive. Here one term is missing here. Algebraic summation. Okay. So I repeat same. Okay, in any linear bilateral network consisting of two or more sources, the response in any element is equal to algebraic summation of the response in the same element when we consider individual source by keeping all other sources inactive. Yes, same thing I have written here. Okay, you are unable to understand this one. I will tell this statement in terms of problem. Okay, what is the meaning? అయిపోయింది ఇది. Write down that one. You write down that one. 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, 5 time, 6 time. Unless you have to write down by without seeing. Okay. Right. Okay. Now what is the meaning here? Just have written one thing. In any linear bilateral network. In any linear bilateral network consists of two or more sources. The response in any element, that is I. For example, the response in any element is equal to algebraic summation of the response in the same element. What is the current in R3? In the same element when we consider individual source by keeping all other sources inactive. So this is the statement converted into formula. Here also you are unable to understand. I know. We'll do one problem, then you are able to understand. The statement is converted into formula. In any linear bilateral network consisting of two or more sources, the response in any element is equal to algebraic summation of the response in the same element when we consider individual source by keeping all other sources inactive. That is the meaning. Okay. So what is the meaning of I2? What is the meaning of I3? I will tell. What is the meaning of I2? What is the meaning of I3? What is the meaning of I will tell. Okay. Right. What is the formula here? I is equal to I2 plus I3. This is nothing but here superposition theorem statement converted into formula. What is mean by I now? I, LHS is equal to RHS. Yes? LHS should be RHS for superposition theorem. Right? LHS, how can you find out LHS? For the given problem, for this problem, you find out current in R3 by using mesh analysis. By using mesh analysis, you find out current in R3. In mesh analysis, what is the current in R3 generally? I1 minus I2. You find out that one. Step 1 is, for the given question, by doing mesh analysis, for a given question, okay, by doing mesh analysis, calculate current in a required element. Required element. That will become LHS. Okay. Response in any element. That is nothing but current in any element. LHS is equal to now. Is equal to. Okay. This is the step 1. Okay. Right. Step 2. Step 2. For the given question, you have to find out the current in a R3. See, the response in the same element when we consider individual source. Okay, by considering individual source. So now I am considering V1 only. V1 I am considering. What about the by the response? Amma, listen. The response in the same element, that may be I2 in the same element, by considering individual source, keeping all other sources inactive. So inactive means you have to remove that source. For this circuit, what is the current now? I2. That will become current of I2. Same. We are not changing any element, only the response in the same element. The response in the same element by considering individual source. V1 we have considered. What about V2? Inactive. V2 is inactive here. V2, what is the value of V2? V2 is 0. V2 is inactive. V2 is absent. All the meaning is same. V2 is 0. V2 is inactive. V2 is absent. What is the current in R3? That will become I2. That is I2. Next step. Next step. Consider V2. Consider V2. What about V1? Inactive. Find out current. That will become I3. See, V2 is available. Only one voltage source is available, keeping all other sources inactive. What about V1? V1 is 0. V1 is inactive. Okay, V1 is absent. What is the current in R3? For this circuit, circuit is modified. Yes, that is becoming I3. Okay, so what is meant by I2? This is this circuit. What is meant by I3? This circuit. What is meant by I? For the given question. So that I will is becoming I2 plus I3. I is becoming I2 plus I3. I is obtained by, for a given question, that will become LHS. I2 is obtained by keeping V1. What about V2? Dead or active, inactive. What is the current in R3? Next one, keeping V2. What about V1? V1 is not there. It is absent. What is the current in R3 for this circuit? I3. Let us say I3. Add both currents. V1 is active. What is the current? V2 active. What is the current? Yes. V1 is active. What is the current? V2 is active. What is the current? Add that both currents. I2 plus I3. That is becoming I. LHS is becoming RHS. What is meant by RHS now? By considering only single source. What is the current in the same element? Okay, for the given question, R3 current, that is I. RHS, only use only one single source, V1. V2, what about V2? 0. V2 is not available. What is the value now? I2 value. Keeping V2, what is the value? I3. What about V1? 0. So you find out current for this. You find out current for this. and both currents I2 plus I3 is becoming RHS is equal to LHS. This is about a superposition theorem. Theory means you have to write down both. రాసుకోండి తొందరగా, అదర్వైజ్ ఐ విల్ గివ్ నోట్స్, నో నీడ్ టు వరీ. ప్రాబ్లం టైమ్ ఇస్ దేర్. ప్రాబ్లం ఒకటి చెప్తాను. టైం ఉందా మేడం? ఉంది కదా, రైట్. అమ్మా, విల్ డూ ది ప్రాబ్లం. Okay. So here, superposition theorem. Okay. There are two type of questions. He may ask two types. One is prove superposition theorem. Prove superposition theorem. This is actually prove superposition theorem means you have to prove LHS is equal to RHS. Otherwise, okay. Otherwise, second question is calculate current through 4 ohm resistor by using superposition theorem. Calculate current through 4 ohm resistor by using superposition theorem. Okay, it is simple one. Okay, right. Question is, so SPT means superposition theorem. Okay, so by using superposition theorem, calculate current through 4 ohm resistor. Okay, right. Now what you have to do? You have to do RHS. You have to do RHS. Okay, RHS. What is meant by RHS here? Keeping only one voltage source. What is the current in 4 ohm resistor? Keeping one voltage source. What is the current in a 4 ohm resistor? You have to find out. Okay, simple. V1 is 20. V2 is 0. Okay, V1 is 20 and V2 is 0. Okay. ఇది అయిపోయినాక వాళ్ళు చేస్తారు. Okay, right. So after applying these conditions, what is the circuit? So this is the circuit here. M30. V1 is 20. V2 is 0. V2 is 0. For this circuit, what is the current in 4 ohm? You find out. How can you find out this current in 4 ohm? How can you find out current in 4 ohm? By using mesh analysis. By using mesh analysis. I1 minus I2, it will become I1 minus I2. Yes? Find out current in 4 ohm. I don't know. How can you find out current in 4 ohm? You know, by using mesh analysis, you do. Current in 4 ohm. V1 is available, V2 is 0. Find out this current. Find out. You take 5 minutes break. Okay? Right. 5 minutes break. Hello? Yes. So what are the equations you got for this? Write down these two equations. Mesh analysis, you know. Write down two equations for this. Mesh analysis. We require this. What is the current in 4 ohm resistor? Okay. So apply mesh analysis. What is the current in 4 ohm resistor? For this, you have to write down two loops. Mesh analysis. Two loops, two equations, two unknowns. What is the current in 4 ohm resistor? I1 minus I2. You find out that one. So find out two equations. Plus minus plus minus plus minus plus minus plus minus. This is I1. This is I2. This is I1 minus I2. Okay. Now what is the first equation for step 1? I1 into 1 plus 4 into I1 minus I2 plus 5 into I1 minus 20 is equal to 0. Okay. Right. Second one. This is how much? 10 I1 minus 4 I2 minus 20 is equal to 0. Equation 1. Okay. Equation 2. Equation 2. 3 I2 plus 2 I2 minus 4 into I1 minus I2. 3 I2 plus 2 I2 minus 4 into I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. Okay. Second equation, I reduce this one. This will become now how much? 9 I2 minus 4 I1 is equal to 0. So here, because of superposition theorem, okay, after obtaining two equations, no need to calculate. Are you having scientific calculator? That is the advantage of calculator, scientific calculator in engineering. After obtaining two equations, enter the two equations, write down what is I1 and I2. Okay, do you know the procedure? How can you enter? How many of you having scientific calculator now? Is it 2025 or 1947? If the calculator says 2025 or 1947? If it is 1947, I don't know the procedure. If it is okay 2020 or 2022, 2025, I know. Right. Okay, did you got these two equations? And now no need to solve that one. Enter these two equations in the calculator, you will get I1, I2 directly. How can you enter? Give me your scientific calculator. Any one of you. 10 I1 minus 4 I2. Can I erase this? Can I erase? I am writing two equations. 10 I1 minus 4 I2 minus 20 is equal to 0. 9 I2 minus 4 I1 is equal to 0. Yes? For mesh analysis, you have to solve. Okay, mesh analysis you have to solve. Okay, because of superposition theorem, it will take more time. Why? Because step 1 you have to calculate, step 2 you have to calculate. So it is having more time. So in order to avoid that, so if you are having scientific calculator, I will tell how can you enter. So here go to, it is also 1947 calculator maybe. Setup is there, setup. Here there is a There is a tab called equation. Equation. Is there? Amma, listen. How can you enter in a calculator? There is a tab called setup. Then equation. There? Right. Enter that one. It is a simple equation. It is a simple equation. Yes, simple equation. There is no x square, x cube is there. Only I1, I2, no squares are there. It is a simple equation. How many unknowns are there? 2 unknowns. It is asking how many unknowns. Say 2 unknowns. Okay, right. After this, you have to enter in the matrix. In the matrix, you have to enter what is I1 left side? 10. What is I2 left side? -4. What is the constant value? What is the constant value? -20, but +20 you have to enter in the calculator. Then next line, this is equation 1 in the calculator. Okay, 10, enter, equal to. Minus means don't use this minus. Now it is not subtraction, it is minus. Here you have to use this one. Minus, minus here. This minus you have to use. This means subtraction. This means a negative value. Okay, minus 4, enter. Constant 20, enter. Second equation, -4, 9, 0. -4 means minus here, -4. Enter. 9, enter. And 0. What is the value of I1? X is equal to we got. X is nothing but I1. I1 is equal to how much now? 2.434. Did you got? X equal to? You didn't got? So Y is equal to, that is I2 is equal to. Again you enter, is equal to. Y equal to 1.081. Amma, did you got? See, one see. చూడండి ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ ఎంటర్ చేసి చూడండి. So we require I1 minus I2. Yes, we require for this problem I1 minus I2. Okay, did you got I1 and I2 by using calculator? Same value? Yes. So I1 minus I2 you do. That is 2.434 minus 1.081. How much is one? You tell me. 2.434 minus 1.081. How much? Huh? 1 point something or 0 point something? One point 1.353. Yes, right. So this is about when V1 is equal to something and V2 is equal to 0, we obtain the current. Okay. So this is RHS first value. RHS first value. Then RHS second value. Okay. Can I erase this? So what is second step? Second step. What is second step? Keeping V1 is 0, V2 is equal to 30. Okay. One voltage source is active, remaining all other sources inactive. V1 is inactive, V2 is active. In first step, V1 is having the value V2 is 0. Okay. Now write down equations now same. Plus minus plus minus plus minus I1 I2 I1 minus I2 plus minus plus minus plus minus. I1 I2 same. We require I1 minus I2. Here also we will get two equations. Write down the two equations. Ten I1 minus 4 I2 is equal to 0. Nine I2 minus 4 I1 plus 30 is equal to 0. Equation 1, equation 2. After obtaining these two equations, enter in the calculator. Enter in the calculator. You will get the answer of I1 and I2. After getting I1 and I2, I1 minus I2. Here also I1 minus I2. Amma, are you able to write down the equations? Are you getting equations? Huh? If you are having any doubt in the writing of equations, you inform me. You may raise the query. If you are having any doubt for the writing of equation, you ask me. Amma, మళ్ళీ చెప్పాలా? ఓపెన్ చేయి. అమ్మా ఫోన్లో రాదమ్మా. సైంటిఫిక్ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్, not general store calculator. Do you know the general store calculator? Where you are having plus, minus, divide and into. In scientific calculator, you are having sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, matrix multiplication, everything. So in scientific calculator, you will get. There is a setup is called setup. In mode, setup is there, mode. Go to mode. There it is asking about equation. Go to equation. How many unknowns are there? Two unknowns. After that, it asks about values of I1. I1 left side. I1 left side 10 you enter. Minus 4 you enter. Constant 0 you enter. Second equation 9 you enter. Minus 4 you enter. This is minus 30. In the calculator it should be minus 30. Minus 30, not plus 30. Constant value you have to enter as negative in the calculator. If it is negative value, opposite to negative, plus value. In the calculator, you have to enter as 10 minus 4, 0. It is minus 4 I1, minus 4 plus 9 minus 30. I1 left side, minus 4 is there. I1 left side. Minus 4, 9, minus 30. I1, I1, I2, I2, constants. In the calculator, you have to enter. What happened? Second bench. Are you getting? Are you getting? అమ్మా ఎవరికన్నా క్యాలిక్యులేటర్లో డౌట్ ఉంటే అడగండి. Please don't use 1947 calculator, please. You don't know, I don't know. This is only for a superposition theorem. Not for mesh analysis. For mesh analysis, you have to calculate. ఏమ్మా వచ్చిందా అమ్మా? క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ రాలేదా? లేదా? మరి ఇప్పటిదాకా ఇచ్చింది ఎవరిది అది? వచ్చిందా? చూడమ్మా. ఫస్ట్ది వచ్చిందా? సెకండ్ తీసుకో. అమ్మా kindly learn the use of calculator. Everybody kindly learn the use of calculator. Amma, how much it is? You have to convert that one. No, no. Calculator itself convert that numerator by denominator. So in the calculator, this is there. In the calculator, yes, it is a. After getting this value, SD is there, na? SD. Mode. Equation 5. Second equation, first equation, first one only. Now you enter here. 10 minus 4 0 minus 4 9 minus that plus that. Minus 30 amma. In the equation it is plus is there, you have to enter minus 30. Minus 30 you have to enter. In the equation it is plus only, na. You have to enter minus in the calculator. After that enter x is equal, that is I1 is equal to minus 60 by amma, x is equal to minus 60 by 37. I1 is equal to this has to be converted by SD. Minus 1.62. Minus 1.62. Write down. Write down neatly. It is there, na. Book is there, na. And then I2 is equal to minus 4.05. Yes? Write down. After getting these two values, I1 is equal to how much? Minus 1.62. I2 is equal to minus 4.05. We require I1 minus I2. Yes? So I1 minus I2 is equal to minus 1.62 minus of minus plus 4.05. This 2.43. In first step, what is the value? అయిపోయింది. In first step, wait a minute. In first step, what is the value? First step, what is the value? First step, what is the value? That is I2. How much? In first step, I1 minus I2. First step, 1.35. In second step, just now we got 2 point. That is I3. How much? 2.43. Add both. So that is I is equal to I2 plus I3. 3.78. Okay? Okay. చెప్పండి. Amma, are you able to understand? Otherwise, no. దగ్గర నోట్స్ ఉంది, నేను మీకు చేస్తా, మీరు వీళ్ళకి ఎలా వెళ్తారో వెళ్ళని. ఇది మొత్తం రికార్డ్ అవుతారా, యూట్యూబ్ లో పెడతారా ఇది? నేను కూడా చూసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే అమ్మా, రిమైనింగ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ కమ్ ఫార్వర్డ్. హౌ మెనీ ఆర్ దేర్? ఓన్లీ ఫ్యూ స్టూడెంట్స్. ఇదేంటి సార్, వీళ్ళు ఎంతమంది ఉన్నారు? 10-20 మంది కూడా లేరుగా. సరే ప్రాక్టీస్ చేపిద్దాంలేండి, ఏముంది. అమ్మా ఉన్నాయి. అమ్మా, ఓన్లీ డే స్కాలర్సే వెళ్ళాలి. హాస్టల్ వాళ్ళు వెళ్ళినని తెలిస్తే మాత్రం మీకు ఆబ్సెంట్ పడిపోద్ది. హాస్టల్ వాళ్ళు ఉండాలి. మీకు ఆబ్సెంట్ పడిపోద్ది. ఆబ్సెంటీస్ వాళ్ళు ఎవరు కూడా ఆబ్సెంట్, హాస్టల్ వాళ్ళు ఎవరు కూడా వెళ్ళొద్దు. హాస్టల్ వాళ్ళు ఎవరు కూడా వెళ్ళొద్దు. కమ్ ఫార్వర్డ్. రిమైనింగ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ కమ్ ఫార్వర్డ్. అమ్మా, రిమైనింగ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ కమ్ ఫార్వర్డ్. అక్కడ ఎందుకమ్మా, ఇక్కడ కూర్చో అమ్మా ముందులో. ఏముందిలేండి, ఇంకో గంట. కళ్ళు ఇట్లా ఇట్లా మూసుకొని ఇట్లా తెలిస్తే గంట అయిపోద్ది. అమ్మా కమ్ ఫార్వర్డ్. ఐ సేడ్ కమ్ ఫార్వర్డ్. అరే, క్యాల్కులేటర్ ఎవరిది ఇది? ఉంది కదా, మళ్ళీ వెళ్ళిపోయింది అనుకో. అమ్మా, టూ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ చేస్తే 5 o'clock అయిపోతుంది. ఓకే, నో నీడ్ టు వరీ. హలో, హలో. ఏంటమ్మా, నోట్సు రాస్తావా? రాసుకుంటే ఏం రాదు. హలో, రాసుకుంటే ఏం రాదు, ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి. Amma 2 or 3 problems for 1 hour over. ఏంటమ్మా 6 వరకు వింటారా? వినరు కదా, అదే అంటున్నా. అదే మరి అది అంటుండ్రాం అనుకున్నా. For this circuit, calculate current delivered by the 20 voltage source. Calculate current delivered from 20 voltage source. Everyone has to be noted down. If you know, you calculate. Otherwise, I will explain. No need to worry. The question is calculate. అమ్మ లిజన్, BEEE చాలా చాలా మీరు అనుకుంటారు చాలా చాలా ఈజీ కాదు, చాలా చాలా హార్డ్. ఓకే, చాలా మంది ఇందులో ఫెయిల్ అవుతారు. అందుకోసమే ఇప్పుడు మీకు గంట సేపు ఎందుకు తీసుకుంటాం, అందుకోసమే. ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి, ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి, ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి. ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తేనే ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ వస్తాయి. ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఏ ఫిలిం టు వ్యూ. చూస్తా అంటే కుదరదు. సినిమా చూస్తావు, ఎంతసేపు 2.5 hours చూస్తావు, నవ్వుతావు, వెళ్ళిపోతావు. ఫిలిం చూస్తావు, ఏడుస్తావు, వెళ్ళిపోతావు. ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఏ ఫిలిం టు లాఫ్. ఇట్ ఇస్ నాట్ ఏ ఫిలిం టు క్రై. ఇట్ ఇస్ సబ్జెక్ట్. You have to pass the subject. Right. Calculate current delivered by the 20 voltage source. So here single voltage source is there. You can apply circuit reduction technique. So it means you have to find out R total. So where we have to keep the AB symbol, you have to keep the symbol of AB. Current leaves from positive terminal like this, left side, and returns at a negative terminal, I. Okay, so I current is divided as left side as I1, downward as I2, I1, I2. Here we don't know I3. Okay, current leaves from plus terminal, travels anywhere and returns to the negative terminal. Okay, so we know the principle of series and principle of parallel. So in above circuit diagram, the current in 2 ohm resistor, the current in 4 ohm resistor, the current in 7 ohm resistor is I1. So they are in series. Okay, so 2 plus 4 plus 7 is equal to 13. Yes, so convert these 3 resistors into single resistor. Redraw the circuit, redraw. Don't disturb other elements, only you disturb this 2, 4, 7. Convert into single resistor. Okay, again same, a current leaves from positive terminal of voltage source, travels anywhere and returns to the negative terminal. Okay, so by observing above diagram, above circuit diagram, current in 4 and 1 are not equal and they are in parallel. Why? Because that is 13. Yes, 13. Why? Because that is converted to 13, 13. Yes. The current in 13 ohm and the current in 1 ohm is not equal, and starting terminal is connected together, end terminal is connected together. You can write like this. Okay, you can write like this, it's not rough. Okay, so they are in parallel. Current is not equal and they are connected. Starting terminal is connected, end terminal is connected, they are in parallel. So here what is the parallel formula? 13 into 1 by 13 plus 1. So 13 by 14. How much 13 by 14? 0.928 ohm. So these two elements are converted into single element as 0.928. Redraw the circuit. Redraw the circuit. Here, this is 20 voltage source plus minus. Here 3 ohm. Here 1 ohm. Not 1 ohm. It is how much? 0.928 ohm. And it is 8 ohm. These two elements are converted into single element as 0.928. This is 3 ohm, 8 ohm, 20 voltage. Now how they are now? How they are? Series. So current is leaving from plus terminal, travels anywhere and returns to the minus terminal. Okay. How they are now? Series. 3 plus 0.928 plus 8. How much? 8, 9, 10. 10, 11, 11.928. Now these three resistors are converted into single resistor as like this. As 20 voltage source plus minus. This for how much? 0. Not 0. How much it is? 11.928 ohm. Now single resistor is there, single voltage is there. What is the value of current now? I total is equal to single voltage source 20, single resistance 11.928. How much? 1.676 amps. So this is the way of finding the problem when consisting of only single source of voltage. You write down. Okay. You write down once. Okay. Once understand and do by yourself, you will get the answer. Okay. Once you do, twice you do, thrice you do, you will get the answer. Okay. Don't by heart. In morning, I have given two problems. Huh? Morning. That you do evening. Next week, I will not come. Tomorrow, I will come. And after that week, okay, maybe second week of September, I will come. And then I will continue. This is for whenever a circuit consisting of single source you have to do. So this method is called circuit reduction technique. That is R total. So total circuit is converted into single resistor, single voltage source, thereby obtaining of I total. I total is equal V by R. Circuit reduction technique. It is not applicable for more two or more sources. If circuit consisting of two sources, you cannot apply. Okay. For that, mesh analysis is there. Okay. Okay. Do you written? So for this reduction technique, you have to know about the concept of series and parallel. Okay, right. Now we'll do one mesh analysis problem. Okay. The question is here, calculate current through 5 ohm resistor by using mesh analysis. Calculate five ohm resistor by using mesh analysis. Okay. So anyhow, he is asking about mesh analysis. You have to get two equations. You have to get two unknowns. Okay. After getting the two unknowns, we will find out the required parameter. Now what you have to do? First step. First step, for above circuit, how many loops are there? Two loops are available. That means we'll get two equations. That means two unknowns. So in mesh analysis, what are the unknowns now? Two unknowns means I1 and I2. So loop 1 is, loop 2 means, so this is first step. Okay. Identification of number of loops present in a given problem. That is first one. Number of loops is equal to number of equations. Number of unknowns. The unknowns in the mesh analysis always currents. That is I1 and I2. Now after this, సో మీకోసం కష్టపడి హైదరాబాద్ నుంచి వచ్చినాం. ట్రైన్ క్యాన్సిల్ అయింది. ఎందుకు క్యాన్సిల్ అయిందో తెలియదు. హైదరాబాద్లో ఫుల్ వర్షం. ట్రైన్ క్యాన్సిల్ అయినా సరే ట్రావెల్స్ బుక్ చేసుకొని నిద్ర లేకుండా వచ్చి క్లాస్ చెప్తున్నాం. కొంచెం అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి మమ్మల్ని. 5 గంటల వరకే కదా, ఒక గంట సేపు ఎంతసేపు అయిపోతుంది. ఆల్రెడీ 20 minutes ఓవర్. సి ఇంకో ప్రాబ్లం చెప్తే అది కూడా అయిపోతుంది. దానికి ఊగా కంగారు పడతారు. మరి ఎప్పుడు చదవకుంటే ఎప్పుడు చదువుతావా? జాబ్ వచ్చినాక చదువుతావా? జాబ్ వచ్చినాక చదువుతావా? చదవవు కదా మరి. జాబ్ రావడానికి చదువుతున్నావు మరి, అంతే కదా. జాబ్ రావడానికి చదవట్లేదా? పర్సంటేజ్ కోసం చదవట్లేదా? యూ హ్యావ్ టు గెట్ ది పర్సంటేజ్. హౌ విల్ గెట్ పర్సంటేజ్? If you study, if you write well in any exam, you will get the percentage. What is the importance of percentage? What is the importance of percentage? If you get the correct good percentage, then you are allowed to apply for the job. You understand the meaning? If you get a good percentage, you are allowed to apply the job. You didn't get the job, you are allowed to apply job. For example, you got 65 percentage, you are not eligible to apply for TCS. That's all. If you are not eligible to apply for Cognizant. So minimum you have to maintain as far as 2025. You have to maintain 80% in your engineering such that you are eligible to apply. That is the minimum criteria to apply the job. And who will get the percentage? By failing the subject, you will get the percentage? No. And at the time of interview, they will see the student how many backlogs are having. If more backlogs are having, there is a less chance to get the job. Not more chance, less chance. If you are having more backlogs, less chance. So kindly see that there will be very less backlogs in 4 years of your BTech course. Okay, if you are having backlog, they will give the job. Why? Because they will see the first percentage. Okay, but try to acquire more subject in first attempt only. Okay, right. Okay, you got percentage, you applied the job. Then what is required then? What is required? First one, communication skills. That means you are having one exam called English exam. You have to go through that exam. Then they will shortlist. After that, second one, all of you belongs to maybe CSC background only. You coding program, coding. Second one is coding. Second one. Okay, coding also over. First then English shortlisted, then coding is shortlisted, then interview, personal interview. Okay. So for example, 100 people, only 10 people will go through the English. Remaining 90 students will throw back to home. Among the 10 coding, only 2 students will move further. 8 students move throwback. Among the 2 students, they will go for the interview. 1 student will get job. That's all. This is the procedure for 100 students. Then where you are now? You are seeing that, you are thinking that I have joined BTech first year. Okay. నేను పవన్ కళ్యాణ్ అయిపోయినా అనుకుంటే కాదు కదా. పవన్ కళ్యాణ్ ఎంత కష్టపడితే డిప్యూటీ సీఎం అయినాడు. నా భాష మీకు అర్థం కాకపోవచ్చు. ఐఎమ్ ఫ్రమ్ హైదరాబాద్, బట్ తెలుగే మాట్లాడుతున్నా, వేరే అయితే మాట్లాడట్లేదు. ఓకే, రైట్. ద యాక్సెంట్ ఈజ్ డిఫరెంట్. సో కష్టపడితే ఏదైనా వస్తుంది. కష్టపడకుండా నేను ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ జాయిన్ అయినా, నేను అది నేను ఇది అంటే కాదు. ఓకే, రైట్. సో ఫస్ట్ డే నుంచే కష్టపడాలి, పర్సంటేజ్ తెచ్చుకోవాలి. పర్సంటేజ్ తెచ్చుకున్నాక, జాబ్ తెచ్చుకున్నాక నువ్వు ఏమన్నా చేయగా నేను ఎవ్వరు అడగరు. జాబ్ వచ్చాక నేను ఎవ్వరు అడగరు. నన్ను అడుగుతారు ఎవరన్నా అడుగుతారు? జాబ్ వచ్చాక వెళ్ళిపో, ఎటంటే వెళ్ళిపో, నీకు ఎక్కడ ఇష్టమైతే అటు వెళ్ళిపో. ఓకేనా? 24 hours ఎంజాయ్ చేయి. ఎందుకంటే డబ్బులు నీవి. ఇప్పుడు డబ్బులు ఎవరివి? మమ్మీ డాడీవి, నీవి కాదు. మరి వాళ్ళ డబ్బులు నువ్వెట్లా ఎంజాయ్ చేస్తావు? నీ డబ్బులు కదా, నువ్వు ఎంజాయ్ చేయాలి. అది అర్థమైందా? రైట్. ఓన్ ద మనీ బై యువర్ ఓన్ సెల్ఫ్, నాట్ బై అదర్స్. ఫ్రెండ్ ఇస్తాడు, ఇప్పుడు 1000 రూపాయలు ఇస్తాడు, రేపు 10,000 తీసుకుంటాడు. ఫ్రెండ్ ఇస్తాడమ్మా, ఇప్పుడు డబ్బులు 1000 రూపాయలు ఇస్తాడు, రేపు 10,000 అడుగుతాడు. మరి నువ్వు కూడా ఇవ్వాలిగా 10,000. మరి అది నీ డబ్బులు నువ్వు ఎవరికన్నా ఇవ్వు. వేరేళ్ళ డబ్బులు ఇవ్వద్దు, వేరేళ్ళ డబ్బులు ఎంజాయ్ చేయవద్దు. ఇది ఎందుకు ఇదంతా చెప్పాల్సి వస్తుందంటే 4 to 5 నీకు ఇష్టం లేదు కదా, అందుకోసం. రైట్. రైట్. ఆఫ్టర్ దిస్ వాట్ యు హావ్ టు డూ? Assign the pleasant. Once you read steps to ఇంటికి వెళ్ళాక steps to solve the mesh analysis, you read. చదివితే తప్పేం లేదు కదా. 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time చదివి ప్రాబ్లమ్ని అర్థం చేసుకో. అండర్స్టాండ్ ది ప్రాబ్లం, దెన్ యూ సాల్వ్. ఒకసారి చేస్తే రాదు, రెండోసారి చేస్తే రాదు, మూడోసారి వస్తుంది. పుట్టగానే మాకు సైకిల్ వచ్చిందా? రాలే కదా. మరి ఇప్పుడు ఎట్లా వచ్చింది సైకిల్, ఇప్పుడు ఎట్లా వచ్చింది బైక్? ఒక 10 మంది గుద్దితే మనకు బైక్ వచ్చింది. 10 సార్లు సైకిల్ పడితే మనకు సైకిల్ వచ్చింది. అంతేనా? 2-3 సార్లు ఆన్సర్ రావద్దు. థర్డ్ టైం వస్తుంది. ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి, ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే వస్తుంది. ఓన్లీ వినగానే ఒకసారి రమ్మంటే ఏది రాదు. ప్రాక్టీస్ 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 ప్రాక్టీస్. ఓకే, రైట్. Now after this, assign plus and minus symbol for individual elements by traveling in a clockwise direction. Okay, for the elements which doesn't have plus and minus symbol, not for all. The elements which doesn't have plus and minus symbol for loop 1, by traveling in a clockwise direction. Plus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. Over second loop, plus, minus. Already plus minus is there, already there. Okay, so for loop 1, traveling in a clockwise direction, assign plus and minus for individual elements, the elements which doesn't have plus and minus symbol. Next loop, same. Loop 1, then loop 2, then loop 3. Not zigzag manner. Loop 1, loop 2, loop 3, loop 4, loop 5, like that. So in exam, you will get a maximum of 3 loops only. So we'll do the third loop now. Okay, third loop also we'll do now. Right. Assigning is over. Now here, which are individual elements, which are common elements here? So see here, this is loop 1 I am drawing now. Loop 1. Loop 2. So here 2 colors is overlapping. That elements are common. Yes, 2 colors are overlapping. That is the elements which are available for loop 1 as well as loop 2. Yes, that's why I given 2 different colors. Loop 1 means red one, loop 2 means blue. The elements which are both colors having which one? 5 ohm and 20 voltage. So in that elements common current will flow. What is the meaning of common current? Both currents, maybe I1 or I2 or I1 minus I2, I1 plus I2, I2, like that. Okay, so now here ascending of plus and minus is over, and individual elements and common elements we identified. Now individual elements are 1 ohm, 10, 6 ohm in loop 1. So it is nothing but now it is I1. In second loop, these are the individual, it is I2. You are saying it is second loop, you are saying it is first loop. So I1 and I2. Okay. So in common, generally I said I1 minus I2, and we proved how we got this I1 minus I2. Okay. So this is I1 minus I2. So after representing the currents in a particular element, that is I1 or I2 or I1 minus I2, in individual element, what is the element, what is the current in 1 ohm? I1. What is the current in 5 ohm? I1 minus I2. What is the current in 3 ohm? I2. What is the current in 30? I2. What is the current in 20? I1. So loop 1 means I1. Yes? Loop 1 means I1. Loop 2 means I2. Common I1 minus I2. Okay? The current in 5 ohm resistor is I1 minus I2. The current in 20 voltage source I1 minus I2. Okay? Right. After this, every representation is over. now we have to write down the voltage equation for loop 1. KVL for loop 1. So KVL, what is the statement of KVL? In a closed loop. Is it a red one is the closed loop? In a closed loop, algebraic summation of voltages across the elements is equal to 0. So for that red line, it is a closed loop. Across the elements, voltage, add that all voltages across the elements. What is the voltage? 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 Add that all voltages, it will become 0. That is KVL. Okay. So if you know the value of V, you write down V. If you don't know the value of V, you are writing as I into R. Yes, V equal to V or V equal to IR. Write down by traveling in a clockwise direction. Okay, see here. ఇది ఎందుకు వచ్చిందమ్మా? నేనా? ఇదా? నో అంటే పోతుందమ్మా. లేదు వస్తుందిలే, మళ్ళీ ఇప్పుడు వస్తుంది ఇక్కడ. వస్తుంది. ఇది అడుగుతుంది, ప్రీవియస్లీ నువ్వు క్లోజ్ చేయలేదు అని అడుగుతుంది, చూద్దాం. ఇది మీలాగైతే కాదులే. అడగట్లేదా బాబు? ఇది ఆల్రెడీ వీడియో రికార్డ్ అవుతుంది, నో నీడ్ టు వరీ. రైట్. ఒకసారి బుక్ ఇవ్వు, నాకైతే ప్రాబ్లం తెలియదు. రాయలేదా? నో బడీ ఇస్ రిటర్న్, జస్ట్ క్వశ్చనే. Okay, take. So here we written here how much it is? 6 ohm, 6 over. So this is I1, this is I2, this is I1 minus I2. Okay, I1, I2, I1, I2, I1 minus I2, I1. Okay, right. Now here, write down for loop 1. Five. ఎక్కడ? See, listen. What we are doing, we are assigning plus and minus symbol. The elements which doesn't have the plus and minus symbol. Why are you assigning again? My name is Praveen Kumar. You will call as other name. The elements which doesn't have plus and minus symbol, you have to assign. So in first loop, we are already assigned plus and minus. While traveling in second loop, only assign plus and minus the elements which doesn't have plus and minus symbol. Not for all. Okay. Don't assign again. Okay. ఆల్రెడీ నాకు పేరు పెట్టిరమ్మా ఎవరు, మా మమ్మీ డాడీ. మళ్ళీ పెడతావా? పెట్టొద్దు. ఓకే, రైట్. Now write down KVL for loop 1. Traveling in a clockwise direction. So plus I1 into 1 plus what is the current in 5 ohm? 5 into I1 minus I2 plus 20. How we are getting this plus and plus? While traveling in a clockwise direction, we are getting plus symbol before entering of the element. plus, 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 minus. Yes? Minus 10 is equal to 0. Plus 6 minus 10 is equal to 0. All elements must be complete. So, I1 plus 5 into I1 minus I2 plus 20 plus 6 into I1. 6 into I1 minus 10 is equal to 0. Okay. Okay. Minus 10 is equal to 0. Okay. Right. Now reduce this one. I1 plus 5I1 minus 5I2 plus 20 minus 6I1 minus 10 is equal to 0. So this will become now 12I1 minus 5I2 plus 10 is equal to 0. Equation 1. Okay. So simple. How we are writing this equation is very, very important. How we are writing this equation. This is mathematics. This is mathematics. How we are writing this equation, you have to know. How we are getting place? What we are writing? Current into resistance. I1 into resistance. Current into resistance. What is the amount of current flowing through the element? How much current is flowing? I1. How much current is flowing? I2. How much current is flowing? I1 minus I2. What is the resistance? Current flowing here. I1 into resistance 1. I1 minus I2 into 5. Here 20. 20 is there. 20. Here what is the current? I1 6 ohm. I1 into 6. What is the current? Voltage here minus 10. Why we are getting? How we are getting plus? Before the element symbol is plus is available. Before the element plus is there. Before the element plus is there. Before the element plus is there. Before the element minus is there. So during the traveling of clockwise direction, what is the symbol before the element? Plus, 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 minus, like that. Then second equation, second equation, second equation, you tell me, plus is there here? Plus, plus 3 into I2. Which current is there? I2 current. Plus 30. Then minus 20. Minus 20, yes? Traveling in a clockwise direction, plus is available, plus is available, minus is available. Here minus is available. Then minus 5 into I1 minus I2. Current will not change. What is the current? I1 minus I2 only. But while traveling, what is the symbol before the elements? If it is minus, okay. If it is plus, okay. What is the current? Current will not change. I1, I1, I1 minus I2 or I2 into its resistance is equal to 0. Okay. So now reduce this one. 3I2. This will become plus 10 minus 5I1 plus 5I2. It will become now I2, I2, 8I2 minus 5I1 plus 10 is equal to 0. It is second equation. Equation 1, equation 2. Okay. So up to here, for example, a problem consisting of 15 marks, you will get a 13 marks. Okay. అయిపోయింది సార్ 2 నిమిషాలు ఓన్లీ వెయిట్ ఫర్ 2 minutes. After this, up to here you will get 13 marks for 15 marks. 13 by 15. For example, 10 marks problem, 8 marks you will get. Why? Because after this, simple mathematics. Okay, write down these two equations now. Write down these two equations at one place. 12I1 minus 5I2 plus 10 is equal to 0. Equation 1. Second equation, minus 5I1 plus 8I2 plus 10 is equal to 0. Yes? 12I1 minus 5I2 plus 10 is equal to 0. Minus 5I1 plus 8I2 plus 10 is equal to 0. Okay? Plus 10. Plus 10. Okay. Now, I1 left side, what the value is there? 12. I1 left side, what the value? 5. So, equation 1 multiply with 5. Equation 2 multiply with 12. So, after this, the equation will be remodified as 12 5 ja 60. 60 I1 minus 25 I2 plus 50 is equal to 0. 12 5 ja 60. 60 I1 minus plus 12 I ja 96 96 only. Right. I2 plus 120 is equal to 0. Okay. Right. How much it is? 70. 1 or 2? 71 I2 plus 170 is equal to 0. I2 is equal to minus 170 by 71. So substitute this value in any one equation. I2 value how much? 2.39. Substitute this value in any one equation. Any one equation. Okay. You will get I1 value. So this is the way of doing the mesh analysis problem. Okay. So I'm having 12 problems with a solution. Okay, I will share to this sir. Kindly practice 12 problem. Already we have done 2 or 3 problems. 15 problems is enough to acquire the knowledge of mesh analysis, and with that is the boundary line. Okay, that is enough, more enough. Okay, right. Thank you. Thank you, Amma.